like reference Hitler, writings in the hallways or in the stairwells, one that said Jews with a X over it, just things like that that are just hurtful.
You right here, you said Haley, right? You are in Hunter College. Hunter College, we know, has had some situation go on over the last couple of days and weeks. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Sure. Sometimes, like throughout the weeks, there are protests right in front of Hunter, like pro-Palestinian protests that turn kind of anti-Semitic with posters that say that like reference Hitler, and sometimes also writings in the hallways or in the stairwells, one that said Jews with a X over it, just things like that that are just hurtful and harmful.
Is the school dealing with this in a proper way? Are they speaking to the Jewish students, protecting the Jewish students?
The Hillel has been really helpful. The Hillel's been great. The like head of Hillel came to visit us. The school itself has sent some emails, but other than that, I think that maybe some people have met with the president, but I don't know.
That's really disappointing to hear, because you'd think that in 2023, when we're so hypersensitive to everyone's culture, that if someone were to reference Hitler and Nazis, the people who have killed 6 million Jews, that would be dealt with urgency. So I'm sorry that you're going through what you're going through in school, and that it doesn't sound like it's being dealt with, the right way. But here you are, you're walking in Manhattan, you look like a frum Jew, and is that something that when you wake up in the morning, you made a conscious decision, like, I'm not going to hide that? Is that a challenge for you? What goes through your mind?
We actually were just having this conversation that though it's really scary, honestly, like, we're obviously not going to hide our Judaism at this time. It's important to not do that and to be proud, but to also obviously be safe. And thank God, the city is relatively safe, not like other places. Like we were just talking about a friend who's at Cornell. Like that's a lot scarier than what we're dealing with here. So thank God, we're still going to be proudly Jewish and appear Jewish. Yeah.
What do you think?
I mean, I was in Israel when everything started. I was in Shonabad at Haruba, and leaving Israel was a very hard thing to do. In one sense, like it feels safer here, but also not. Like being Jewish in America is very scary right now, which is like a really sad and crazy thing to say. Thank God, like I feel comfortable dressing the way I dress and acting the way I do, and I don't not do that because of what's happening in the country. But it's very upsetting, and yeah.
So what would you guys say to maybe people in the world who, are taking off their yarmulke and they're trying to hide their Judaism and they're scared and rightfully so, they're scared. My personal opinion is, like, if there's ever a time to be openly Jewish and show it, it's now. What would you say to that person right now?
I would say that I obviously understand them and that their fear is valid, but yeah, I would agree with you and encourage them to still be proud of their heritage and their Judaism. And also, I guess, try to find places where you will be accepted and leave the places where you won't be.
Yeah, and I also think that, like, if we stop doing what they want us to stop doing, then we're giving in. And that's not what we want. That's not what it's not what Am Yisrael is about. And I think that, like, even though it's scary, I really believe that, like, Hashem's on our side and Hashem is protecting us through all of this. I mean, miraculous things are happening every day. And I just think that we have to continue doing the things that we're doing, and men have to continue wearing kippot and tzitzis, because, like, that's how Hashem's going to stay with us.
And just to flip the question, for someone who's watching this that isn't so affiliated, they're not so from, and they've never been, but October 7th, it made them feel a little bit more part of their heritage. What's the thing that you would tell them to maybe push them over that hump and get them to say, hey, listen, we're all family, come join us, come keep Shabbos, come keep kosher? What would you say to them?
Yeah, I would really encourage them to tap into the feelings that they're feeling. The most important thing right now is to be unified and is to love one another. And I would just really encourage them to tap into those feelings that it's right that they're feeling that way, and they should, really, I would encourage them to join their community and join their heritage. And we want them and we love them.
And to fellow students on different campuses, whether it's Cornell or Cooper Union, UCLA, all over the world, as college students, like what message would you want to say to those students out there?
I would say to stay strong. It's really hard and it's really scary. Like I really feel them, and I have friends again who are on campuses worse than mine, and it's really hard and it's really scary, and really just continue doing what you're doing. Stand up in any way you can, but also stay safe. And again, tap into those communities and places that feel safe for you.
Yeah, and I think also that the whole world is just watching, and especially on these college campuses, like the fact that you're able to stay there and continue to be safe and do what we all believe in is really important and just like very noteworthy and something that I look up to, and I think a lot of people look up to.
In one word, and I'll end with this. If you gave me one word, how does it feel to be Jewish right now?
Right now is probably like the proudest I've ever been to be Jewish.
That's like 7 words.
It feels prideful, I guess is.
Okay, that's good.
I have so many. Meaningful, I think. Yeah, meaningful.
I like that word. Thank you guys so